Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, suddenly super hot yet again. Yikes. Okay, let me just get these cards ready. I asked what this conversation was going to be about, and what I heard is increased attempts to access. So there's a lot going on. It seems that there's a lot going on. Let's see how this is going to affect everyone. All right. Almost ready. It's so hot. Okay. And then this final deck. Let's see where this is going to go. So attempts to access you. That's a little bit concerning because when I hear that phrase, it to me sounds like something parasitic is happening. That's what it feels like to me. So hoping that I'm misunderstanding what that phrase actually means. hoping. Okay. This is talking about a situation. Okay, let's see. So something's been started, right? Whatever this is that's been initiated, it's going to show you something very, very important about whoever or whatever it is you're dealing with. It's very important for you to pay attention during this time. Whatever it is that's going to happen, you need to pay attention. So there's something that's going to be cleared out, clearance. So something's been started to clear something else out. I feel like this is a correction of something from a long time ago, extending before this life. Like before you even came into this physical form, there was already some type of, I don't know what. This feels like a major correction taking place. Major correction. And it's time because guess what? Power in reverse. Whatever this was that once maybe had a stranglehold on you, I don't know if that's the appropriate term to use, like stranglehold. I don't know, but that's a phrase that comes to mind. So maybe this is something that was very malignant way back when, before this life. And now it's being fixed. You're being given the opportunity to allow it to be fixed. Okay, so this next set of cards, be careful. Be careful. And I say that because if you're planning on confronting whoever this is, like, oh, I'm going to call them out, they're going to be like, I didn't mean to. Intention in reverse. I didn't mean to. It wasn't my fault. I didn't know. So intention and responsibility. You're dealing with someone who does not hold themselves accountable. And when I say that, it feels like a lot of manipulation, like a lot, like it's actually making me feel kind of sick. A lot of manipulation. And whoever this is that you're needing to deal with, this definitely dedication in reverse. This is definitely someone who they were never really actually committed to changing the things that needed to be changed. I feel as though this is a person who they consistently, it's like a consistent thing, consistent pattern for them. It's everyone else. It's everyone else. It's everyone else. And they're trying to reestablish that pattern again. I think this is part of that past life thing. Past life thing. This is not good. Okay. Let's just breathe. Let's just breathe because whatever this is, it feels like caca. Okay. Okay. Attempts to access you. So something wants access to you. Whatever this is, there's a high probability that this circumstance is being used by something non-human to try and gain access to you. I don't know if you guys realize, but there's been massive uptick in parasitic activity. Massive uptick. Kind of just been trying to keep to myself. Because I'm good. I don't want none of that caca. Please. It's nasty. It's a nasty energy that's been going around for quite some time now. And whatever this nasty energy is, it's been really ramping up. So you guys better be careful about what you allow to engage you, the ways in which that engagement, that interaction, I don't know, it's a sense of there's attempts to force, to guilt, to shame, to force, to guilt, to shame. What about me? Poor me. What about me? Poor me. And it's like, what about you? What about you? Like, what's happening here? Right? Because I think for many of you, you probably don't even know what this is about. Something's trying to suck you in. So a time to give rather than to take, but it's in reverse. So your soul is saying like, don't give them a way in. Don't give them a method to access. Maybe even reduce communication. Confidence is your key to success. Remember what I was saying? That whole thing of the person, whoever this is that's being used to access and guilt you, them having this stance of like, oh, but I didn't know. It wasn't my fault. Like all of these just, oh, I gotta take a picture of this. Hold on. I gotta take a picture. Okay, so there's a potentiality that this is someone who has Leo in a prominent placement in their chart. Maybe it's someone with like golden hair. Maybe it's someone with big hair. I don't know. Confidence is your key to success, and it's in reverse. It's going to be this playing out of a narrative, a storyline that's in their head. It's not to say they're a bad person, but it is to say that they have an entire story in their head about how they shouldn't be held accountable or be held responsible for whatever it is that they did to you. Did they do something to you, or is it just the person that they are? Maybe maybe that's a better question. Maybe. I don't know. New moon in Leo. When is new moon in Leo? Give me 1 second. Moon in Leo 2025. When will that be? July 24th. Ooh, shit's about to pop off. 12:11 p.m. PT, July 24th. Okay. The sun will also be in Leo during this time. Ooh, it's going to be one hell of a show. One hell of a show. And this is a period that amplifies the themes of creativity, confidence, and leadership. You're going to need to lead yourself out of whatever this is that's being forced upon you. This is craziness. Okay, so here's another one. This is from Times of India, posted 14 hours ago. I'm not sure why it's been shared in my search, because my search is New Moon in Leo 2025. And it says Aries might experience suppressed emotions and stress, while Leos could face insecurities and loneliness. Cancerians may feel hurt and ignored. I don't know who needs to hear that little FYI, but there's that FYI. Oh, there's that FYI for whoever needed it, right? A win-win outcome is forecast. I think you're going to need to kind of pull yourself out of whatever the circumstance is. I think the best form of response is to just not. Oh, Lord. Whatever you're dealing with, it comes with a lot of insecurity. I don't know that the insecurity is yours. I think this is kind of a warning about whoever you're dealing with. Luck is on your side. So that's telling me they're not going to be successful in whatever they're going to try. And then you are good enough in reverse. So whoever this is feeling like, oh, they're not good enough. It's a lot of emotional manipulation. I don't mesh well with emotionally manipulative people. I don't mesh well with manipulation, period. I just don't. I don't mesh well with that. What should you guys do? Is this something that needs a response or some type of action from you? Don't let pride get in your way. But it's orange. 1 second. Humility and self-awareness and overcoming obstacles. Okay, so you need to be very self-aware. When this gets presented to you, you need to be very, very self-aware. Learn from others and seek help when needed. Because I think there's another layer of meaning for this. So self-awareness and overcoming obstacles. So the card, I put it away and it's suddenly tilted. So you haven't fully fallen for whatever this is. I don't know. It feels like a lot of just like sleight of hand, manipulation, saying whatever it takes to get you to see the circumstance in the way they want you to. That's real bad. That's real bad. Anyone who like doubles and triples down on their commitment to manipulating you, their commitment to getting what they want from you, that's always a bad sign. People who are like that, you need to be able to see them for who they are and how they are. And people who are like that have a tendency to present, okay, not be, but present as very, very sweet, very, very helpful, very, very this, very, very that. But in actuality, again, it's another form of manipulation because they do those things and offer those things to you in order to have access to you, in order to get you to feel as though you're somehow indebted to them. That's not good. So nothing's yet set in stone. Nothing's yet set in stone. This can go so many different ways. I don't think you should allow people to have access to you. See, They feel like they're supposed to be a part of you, a part of your life. Fragments in reverse. These are people and circumstance that your soul has gone out of its way to clear out. Oh, gone out of its way to clear out. That's crazy. This is really bad news, guys. I think for those who are understanding who this might be in your life, I think this is to get you prepared for whatever it is that you're going to have to face. This is not about fear. This is about mentally preparing, maybe emotionally preparing. Being aware reduces the likelihood of being accessed without your consent. So, perspective, perception versus perspective. You need to be able to see this from a higher vantage point, a higher positioning of your consciousness. Okay. What's the difference between perspective and perception? Perception requires you to utilize filters that often are kind of like beer goggles that are created from your traumas. So now, if you're looking at it from a perspective rather than perception, perspective is based on your positioning, your level of elevation. And it has nothing to do with comparing to other people. This is about how high on that mountain of self-development are you willing to climb? Because I think for some of you, you need to climb a little higher so you can see a little bit further. And it's not meant to be a derogatory thing. It's just this thing of you need to climb a little higher to see exactly what is being attempted on you. Someone's playing a game with you. I don't know who this is, but it feels really gross. It's like they're trying to present themselves as super angelic. They're trying to present themselves as super angelic. In reality, they're not. You love them because of their potential. That potential doesn't exist. Have you ever heard that saying? I don't know who first started this saying, but that saying where the potential you see in someone is not real because the potential really is rooted in what you would do if you were in their situation, if you were them and you're not them. You're not them. Whatever it was that you thought you saw, whatever it was that you fell in love with, and this can be a friend, it could be an associate, it could be anyone really. All of that was something that was very, very carefully created and worn as a mask. It's their way of coping with their circumstance, and we don't want to make it out as though they're a really bad person. It feels like they have really bad coping mechanisms. They have really, really bad trauma responses. And Michael says, blurt it out. This person is a fucking liar. I don't know who it is. I don't want to know. This person is a liar. They're a liar. If you don't resolve this in a satisfactory way when it presents very soon, if it hasn't already started, it's going to become a major issue for you. Ooh, so much shifting. My eyeballs. It's making me dizzy. I don't think it's my bifocal vision issues. My eyeballs feel like they're rocking in their little sockets. I get this sense of this nastiness right outside your door, just banging on it, banging on it, banging on it. And it's trying to present itself as something just super benign, like, I just love you so much. This is craziness. You're feeling a lot of energy, like my eyeballs and my forehead. It's a lot. I get a sense of something. You need to stand for something. You need to choose what you stand for. And then you need to hold on to that and fight for that. Whatever that might be, you need to hold on to it and you need to fight for it. Whether it's your boundaries, whether it's your dignity, something maybe you created, your business, a friendship, a circumstance that you know is for you, and you're not someone who's delulu, right? You need to. It's very, very important. I think these are the last couple tests that your soul is presenting to you. And these tests are not to break you. It's a test of how committed you are to the changes and the growth that you've invested in the last maybe several years. I mean, you've invested so much of your time and your energy. You've become a different person. You see the world differently. It's time to really commit to that and bring that to full fruition. And this last little part of this ascension cycle that we all are in, it's testing your resolve, your commitment to that decision. I think for some of you, you made that decision a couple years ago. And you've been working very, very hard to make sure that you're always honest with yourself. I don't know. I get a really sick sense. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm starting to get irritated with that energy. And I'm contemplating. It can't be left unanswered. Okay, so I was contemplating doing a little bit of energy work to clear this space that I am hosting. And I was wondering, should I do that? Should I just kind of leave this as it is? And I'm told, look at the cards because your soul is already answering you, knowing that you would ask what you are thinking right now. Consistency and efficiency. These are some of the things that I'm known for. Being consistently averse to foolery and fuckery. Being very, very efficient in the clearing of the space that I own, right? Let's do it. If you would like to be part of a small impromptu clearing, this is not going to clear any existing parasitic circumstance, but if you'd like to be, let's see. Okay, let's do this song. All you have to do is write Emmy evolving in the comments. Because, you know, I've been trying to take a hands-off approach to most things at this point, kind of just like, you know, let people have their experiences. And now I'm kind of just like, this is my space right here. This is my house, my space, my community. And the way this is going to play out is the way that I decide. So just write I'm evolving in the comments, and I'm going to clear the shit out of this. All right. Breathe very deep and very slow. If you're very sensitive to energy, please make sure that you are seated. Have a seat. Have a seat. Okay, here goes, guys. None of the energy that I share in this moment will be allowed to be accessed or received by those who have wanted to harm me in the past, in the current, and those who are considering. I decide who gets my energy. You guys might begin to feel very warm and sleepy. You might begin to feel some vibrations through your head, across your skin and your scalp. You might begin to feel as though you're floating. For those of you who have sensitive ears, you might begin to feel and hear high-pitched frequency. For those of you who have the ability to hear, you might hear some yelling. Focus on this moment and this space that we share. I fully claim and fully occupy any space that I share with my community. Without my consent, no access is granted. Attempts to access come with heavy consequence. That is not a threat. It's making people and things aware. And if you choose to test, you will learn. the space shifted. Feel the clarity that you have about your circumstance. Trust that you know which parts of this message are for you and which parts you simply let go of. All right. Whatever is testing you, whatever it is that's attempting to gain access to you, whatever's trying to get a rise out of you, it does not have the fortitude to take you on. And you don't necessarily have to get super angry. You don't necessarily have to expend tremendous amounts of energy, frequency, effort, or even focus. Simply choosing not to allow access and solidifying that. What does that mean? When I say I don't want something, I mean it, and you will not change my mind. It's that simple. You will not convince me through emotional manipulation. You won't convince me through attempting to make me feel guilty, attempting to make me feel ashamed. No means no. And I don't feel bad. One of the most powerful things that I've been able to do for myself is no longer feel bad for deciding what is best for me, what is healthiest for me. It's a very powerful thing. If you can learn how to do that for yourself in your life, a lot of amazing things begin to unfold for you. A lot of opportunities begin to present themselves to you because you're no longer wasting your energy on simply fear and preservation. Do I need to preserve? No. No. There's nothing that I need to do out of a space of fear that's going to help me. Everything that I need to do needs to be something that I've chosen because after consideration, I determined that option was the healthiest, most peace-inducing option. You have to stop feeling bad for having boundaries. I think it was like a year or two ago. I don't remember. I was live on TikTok and this person was asking me all these questions about energy work. So I teach energy work, and my energy work is not something you can learn from anyone else but me. It's aura spectral bioregenesis. I came into this life knowing this. It wasn't taught to me. So this person's asking me questions, and I tell them like, oh, I teach workshops. If you'd like to learn, you can see when one of my workshops is available. And the person was basically like, are you trying to say I can't be safe unless I pay you to teach me? No, that's actually not what I'm saying. I'm saying you can absolutely learn that, whatever you need to learn for free, wherever you want to find it for free. But if you want to learn from me about my system, yes, you will have to pay me. Yeah. Ooh, they were so mad. I don't care. That's not my problem. That's not my problem. Why does that have to be my problem? And some people will do this type of thing, put you on the spot because there's so many people watching and oh my gosh, you're going to look like the a-hole. Here's the thing. Everyone has an a-hole. What does that mean? Everyone has it within them to enforce boundaries. And for people who want to disrespect your boundaries, disregard your needs, they will label you the a-hole. Yes, I am. You will not get anything from me that I don't want to freely give. I will not give it to you. Why? I used to do that, and it created a lot of problems. not just for me, but for so many other people. I take responsibility for my work these days. Yep, I don't just release information that irresponsible people then use to chase clout. I learned. I used to share anything and everything. Now, do you have the level of maturity to responsibly wield the information I'm giving you? It needs to be earned. It needs to be earned. I don't feel sorry about having these standards anymore. The less sorry you are for knowing what you are entitled to as a dignified sovereign, the less people will be inclined to challenge you and target you. Another example of this, all of my children were exclusively breastfed, except my oldest. All of them exclusively breastfed. That means no bottles, none of that, no pumping, straight from the tap. That sounds so weird. So, my husband had to work and I ran a lot of errands with all of my children by myself. I'm a stay-at-home mom. So that's what I would do. I would have a ton of kids with me in a baby wrap, be in a car seat, multiple child stroller, and then the older kids walking on the sides. When the baby needs to eat, the baby needs to eat. So what do? I find a quiet space that's not a bathroom, and I feed my baby. In the X amount of years, I think it was like 9 or 10 years that I was breastfeeding child after child after child. Not once did anyone ever try and shame me for breastfeeding in public. And not once did anyone ever tell me to go and feed my child in the bathroom or cover their head as they ate. Why? My business is not yours. I'm on a bench out of the way with my child, and I'm doing what my body was created to do: produce nutrition for my child. I find that the people who are approached and shamed for feeding their child, they tend to be people who, to some degree, feel ashamed. They're waiting for someone to say something to them because I don't know why. I'm kind of like, mm-mm. Oh, I did have one time I had someone tell me that maybe I should feed the baby in the bathroom. One time, we were sitting, I believe it was in Rainforest Cafe, and I was going to hand express some milk into a little bowl, put some rice cereal and feed the baby at the table. They had just finished breastfeeding, or they were towards the end of their breastfeeding. And then my husband noticed people were looking and he was like, "Do you want to do that somewhere else?" "No, I don't." "You fucking eat your food in the bathroom. Whoever wants to come up to me in this restaurant, they gonna eat their food in the bathroom with a blanket over their head. Because fuck that shit. Hell no. My child is not going to suffer because my child has needs and my body is capable of fulfilling those needs." Do you guys see where the table reaches? It reaches to my chest. Well, y'all can't see, you can see. It reaches basically to my chest. If you can't describe to me the shape, color, and size of my areola, much less my nipple, baby, I'm not naked. I'm not topless. Look somewhere else, or I will look at you and make you uncomfortable. It's about dominating the space that you exist in. I don't go up to other people while I was feeding my child. I would go in a quiet space, maybe a bench. If you don't occupy your entire space, It emboldens those who are under the influence of demonic things. They think they can tell you what to do, how to exist. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You have to follow your own rhythm. And when your rhythm tells you it's time to address a need, you need to address that need. When your rhythm tells you it's time to sit and rest and not react, not respond, then that's what you need to do. When your rhythm speeds up and tells you you need to bulldoze a bully, fucking rev that shit, pop it in neutral, take it to red line, and then ram it into gear. That's what the wheels will do. Okay. Okay. So you have to have faith in your process. You do. You need to have faith in your process, because if you don't, what happens? You then become so insecure, so destabilized that you will believe every single person who wants to dominate you. I said that extra slow for emphasis. You will. You'll believe these people who talk out of their butts. And you start doing that, you start losing sight of who you are, and what you're here to do. Because they'll tell you all kind of things and be very, very confident in it. But really, are they confident in what they're telling you, the accuracy of the information they're telling you? Or are they simply confident that you will believe them and further stroke their ego? I don't feel I'm a confident person. I'll give you whatever information your soul wants to give you. And I don't know what you're supposed to do with that. That's something you need to figure out. You need to sit down with yourself and make sure that you consider all the things that need to be considered. All of this that's happening is to help you see the true you. You need to see the true you. Eddie says, people want to control me because I have a good heart. They have pride and ego. So here's the thing. People can want whatever they want, but it doesn't matter until you make it your business. I have people who want me to stop existing. That's too bad. Take it up with God. I have people who want me to be less this, more that. That's just too bad. I am who I am. You should have approached me before I turned 5, because that was when I became who I am. Seeing the true you requires you to look into the dark mirror. You need to be able to see who you actually are. If you can't see who you are, how do you know that you're a bad person? How do you know the things that people are trying to convince you about yourself is accurate? You don't. You don't know. I found some of the people who are able to communicate in the most confident manner, one of two types. Either they've been through hell and back and hell again and back again, and they just are at a point where they're like, listen, I've tried so hard to just be chill, and people have come for me and come for me and come for me, and now I kind of just don't care. So I'm just going to say whatever I'm going to say, and you're going to take it however you're going to take it, and then life goes on for the both of us. And then the other type is highly narcissistic, and spiritual communities are ripe with narcissism, not to mention spiritual psychosis. I did. I said that. And people who get offended because I say these types of things, first, they don't stop to question, how come I have this stance? Is it because I'm a shit talker? No, it's because I lived through it several times already, and I'm speaking from my experience. And if your experience is different, beautiful for you. Beautiful for you. And I've also found that people who get offended by me stating from my experiences, and no, I don't start shit. This is part of my character. I don't start shit, but let me tell you, if you start the right type of shit with me and I choose to engage, I will fucking bulldoze you. Yes. Yes. I don't engage with many though. I don't. It takes a whole nother level of wickedness and malignant intent to get me to engage. But when I engage, I've looked at it from every single potential angle. And I've already found all the different ways I am going to win that engagement, and found no ways for you to get out of it without receiving consequences. That's the art of war. You want to start a fucking war? I'm very good at it. That's why I don't start shit. I don't need to prove to anyone or anything what I am capable of. So they either are so upset because, oh, Emmy's talking shit. No, I'm talking truth. Or this is what I also see. They get instantly offended because they've associated with themselves with whatever this is, right? Whether it's a group or a person or a teaching or whatever it is. They've associated themselves with that because they believed that thing, that person, that group, whatever it is elevated, and association with that gives them clout. No, I don't. No, I don't. What's clout anyways? What's clout anyways? You think social media is real life? It's not. It's not. I'm very lucky to be from a generation that had absolutely no internet for a portion of my life. I was a full-blown adult when the internet became a thing, when it first started. I'm talking about dial-up. Yeah, I was already a full-blown adult. I know what real life is, and it's not online. That's why if you want some of me, because what you have 500,000, I don't give a shit about your following. I don't give a shit. I really don't. Because who you are online is most likely not who you are in real life. And as people who have met me in person, they know who I am right here in every single fucking video is who I am in every single fucking room I enter. I don't talk big and bad. I speak truth. I'm autistic. I don't exaggerate. It's literal. It's literal. This access that someone is trying to get, lock the door. Releasing allegiances. When you close the door, you need to lock it, because if you don't lock it, guess what? You're still giving opportunity for whatever that is, whoever that is, to re-enter your life. Don't walk away if you're not done. Don't walk away if you're not done. So I once had this person that I thought was my friend. And I don't know, it's just some weird shit. I was having problems like any relationship has. You know, you're young and you guys are very different. So, of course, there's going to be butting heads and disagreements and stuff. That's part of how you develop a long-term relationship. So, I was having one of those cycles, and this friend was, I don't know, she was talking about how she was going to get a divorce, and that basically the plan, I guess her plan, was to have like a hot girl summer with me. Like, I got a kid. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm a stay-at-home mom, right? I don't do like the clubbing bar scene. That's never been my thing anyways. It hasn't. It's never been my thing. And so I remember that we were in her vehicle and she is talking about how she's going to get a divorce because she's about to go on a date or whatever the hell is happening. And I was like, so you're like really sure that it's done? Because they were married too. She was married as well. And she also had kids. And I was like, all right, so you're sure that you're done? She goes, I mean, we could always get remarried later on if we want to. And I was like, what? She goes, we could just get remarried. I'm like, why would you get a divorce and then get remarried? The fuck is that? What? You're going to get a divorce, go on a couple dates, and then when you're done, you're going to get remarried to that same person that they divorced. I was like, well, obviously you're not done if you're open to getting remarried later after you have fun. Because I'm like, I'm not going out with you. I'm not going to no fucking clubs and bars. Please, I have fibromyalgia. It was a long time ago. I have fibromyalgia. I can barely move. So yeah, no, if you're done, you're done. It's not a game. Life is not a game. It can be enjoyed like you enjoy games, but life is not a game. You don't walk away if you're not done. If you're done, you lock that door and you don't let it back in. If not, well, you're going to repeat all of that stuff all over again. If they're really not that toxic, why are you playing this like ultimatum game? That's how you miss out on really beautiful, sacred things. And if you are actually done, why are you open to reconnecting later? Obviously, they weren't as toxic as you're trying to make them out to be. Some things in life are not disposable. It's usually the most sacred things. Whatever this is, it involves sacred learning, but that connection, and I don't know who I'm talking to, it doesn't belong in your life. If you're resonating with this and you know exactly who I'm talking about, and you're like, yes, oh my God, they're so manipulative. They need to go. They need to go. I say this as your older sister, your cousin, your auntie, whatever label you need me to wear, I will wear it. I say this to let you know your decision, it was always the right one. For some of us, we've made the decision, but we're afraid to put action behind it because we're afraid, what if we're choosing the wrong thing? What if I shouldn't walk away yet? If you already chose to walk away and you know you're someone that tries everything before you walk away, then it's time to walk away. Every journey starts with a single step. It's time for you to get on your journey because whatever this is baggage from a previous life. And it doesn't even have to be a romantic thing. It's just a thing. It's baggage from a previous life. Maybe it was your basura that you couldn't throw away back then. And now your soul has given it back to you so that you can finally put it where it belongs, on the sidewalk, waiting for the garbage man to come pick it up. Whatever it is, it could be your fears, it could be your insecurities, whatever it is, it's time. So, guys, it's time for me to go. I'll be live later today, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let me make sure this is the right one. Nope, it's not. Let me put the right link. I don't even know what the right link is. Because it's the same picture, so I don't know. Well, okay. Oh, here. Is this? I don't know. Hold on. So there's one. Oh, here it is. Hold on. Yep. This is the one. Here. If you'd like me to work on you later today, simply click on this QR code or the link in the comments. It will take you to the listing on my website where you can get your expedite. I'll be live 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. For those of you on TikTok, simply go to the link in my bio, click on the Hubi link, and look for the purple image that says Soul Work is Special. Ooh, Lisa. Lisa always shares powerful things. Lisa says, remember a few years ago, you said I was surrounded by people with no integrity? You were right, and they're all gone. And it hurt at first, but now I'm good. I'm happy for you. You deserve peace. You deserve as much peace and quiet as you can allow yourself to receive. So, the last item, I ran out of one thing. The kits are pretty much done. I ran out of one thing, and I believe it was supposed to arrive on the 27th. Let me see. Once the Baneful Protection kits go out, you guys will receive an email letting you know. But I believe it was the 27th. I decided to add a couple more items in there to help seal windows, doors, as well as mirrors. And part of the thing that I need for that is something that evaporates rather quickly. So it leaves minimal to no residue on your item. So that way you're not messing up your rental or your property. So that's what's going on. And this is something that Soul was telling me, like, it's important to add this. So the Baneful Protection kits, they're quite a bit different from the last time I taught and people were able to buy kits. It's quite a bit different. Okay. So again, if you're waiting for a kit, it will be arriving hopefully within the next 2-3 days. And then once it's shipped out, the item that I'm waiting for, once it's shipped out, then you guys will all receive emails that will give you the tracking number. Okay. So I will see you guys again, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Oh, yes. Thank you, Lindsay. I also have the Abundance Amplifier event. It's going to be this Sunday, and this is going to be a very powerful meditation. It's a virtual event. You don't have to leave your home, and it's recorded. So that means you can rewatch it however many times you want. This is where I'm going to be working on specific types of shields to help you through this period, as well as dilating your abundance pathways. The enhanced ticket option gives you access to a second private event. None of this will be publicized on any of my platforms. It's going to be hosted on my private servers. The second ticket option is the enhanced event ticket, and that will give you access to a second event. And that's when I go ahead and do all the activations that your soul wants me to do. It's on average between 5 to 10 activations, usually around 8. 5 to 10 activations that the higher self asks for. And it doesn't matter what your higher self asks for. Whatever it wants done, that's what I do. And I do it for everyone simultaneously. So you'll have access to that video as well because it's recorded. I will see you guys again in 3.5 hours. I hope everyone has an amazing 3.5 hours before we come together on